What's up, you guys and girls? This is Tim Driver, the managing editor of the Diecast Collective. The year is 1999. I was in seventh grade in middle school, about to get ready to go through the eighth grade. One day we were at some store. I think it was Rite Aid or Eckerd, and I came across three of these cars. I picked up the two of them, the one on the right and one on the one on the right and one on the left. I picked up, but I never picked up the middle one. Briefly, I thought I had it. Must have got thrown out or something happened to it. However, but as the story goes, I collected all three. That's basically a little backstory, a little back script I had in my mind for the last few weeks now. But basically, back then, that's what I had. I had the two on the outside, not the one in the middle. So, in the description box below, I will put the year, make, and model, not packaged and open. It's all strictly, basically stripped down. And I did that on the blog, so it's going to be retro review today. So this is what this is. Back then, I had heard people, this is way before the internet came blasting like it is now. But back then, I heard a lot of people say that some of these Hot Wheels and Matchbox from the 90s didn't really equate to today's standards, to those days standards, or to today's standards. Personally, I think they have. I think they're much more, how am I supposed to say it? I think that the cars of yesterday, of like in the 90s and 2000s, they resonate more better today than they did in the counterparts of the modern day diecast cars. So I think today these cars do stand up and hold up the test of time. However, back then, this was not even heard of. So I think today we should look at the generations that came before us and the generations that came, like my generation and the other kids' generations from the 2000s. I think personally these cars here that I have, including the other ones I'm about to show you, the two trucks that I got, these as well right here. Let me make sure I put these up for you. Those as well. I think all of these from the 90s and 2000s really hold up. And I personally, in my personal belief, now people can take it the other direction if they want. It doesn't bother me. I'm just stating my personal opinion on things as well. And yes, I'm using my chain as a mic hold for right now, but as I clip it. Personally, for me, I don't have a problem with people telling me how they felt or telling me exactly what they think about certain cars from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. I had one person message me the other day, and I'm not going to tell who the person is. They want to be named anonymous, and I respect that. They asked me, why do I not cover the 2000 or the mid to now in retro? And I'm like, I did one video on it, and it's the Viper, and I recommend go check that video out. It's pretty interesting. But throughout the series, there will be some cars that will come back. Like, for an example, like this S10 right here. There's another repop version of this truck, and it's a treasure hunt. So, that's why I don't like doing those kinds. I don't mind covering them, but try to find them in my totes. It's going to be extremely possible, but those are going to be down the line, and I won't do them necessarily right now. I more than likely will do them later on down the road at some point. But right now I'm not really going to be doing that. So it's like I said, guys and girls, it's taking myself back to these try to remember a few of these things in the past in memory lane. I like this kind of content. I like this concept that I thought of because, yeah, there's a lot of cars I'm getting that are modern, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have a problem with the modern day stuff. I just want to go back to the time I grew up and showed y'all what these are. So that's what I'm doing now. The only problem that I have with this is trying to resource some of these, and some of these are going to be real hard to find, and there is some of them that are so bad where I may not buy them. Case in point, I'll show you the case in point. There's a bunch of these trucks out on eBay right now. Not packaged, but they're seriously open and they're beat up and worn out. And they look terrible. That's why I don't really like buying loose vehicles. I like to buy more of or packaged type stuff, like this for an example, because I like it like that. I don't like really buying a whole lot of loose stuff. But if I have, let's say for an example, if I had these two in package, yeah, I'm going to open this up, no problem. But the problem is, though, and that's the issue, it's not a problem, it's more of the issue, you have to resort to what you can get. And some of these vehicles now are simply expensive. They're very, very, some of them are affordable, but then some of them are borderline expensive. So at the end of the day, guys and girls, if you're trying to go out and trying to collect some of these, you might as well go on eBay and see if they're throwing discounts out. That's what I've been getting. So I've been having a lot of them discounting me of like a few dollars here and there and and whatnot. But be truly honest, next week it's going to be a little bit of differences, because next month I should say, we're going to be talking about on Retro Series. Stay tuned for that. We're going to be talking about drag cars, race cars. I'm not really going to do the unlicensed cars because they're just unlicensed. And I got to check to see if I can find another drag car. I think I got one over here or one in the other room, but I'll check. But more than likely, that's the way I'm going to do it next week. So next month. So basically, in the all grand scheme of things, I'm breaking down each area of certain Hot Wheels or certain Matchboxes, or a combination of both, in certain genres of stuff that I grew up on. So that's just the way I'm going to be doing it. Next Tuesday, I will be showing y'all some of the Ford pickups. Next Tuesday I'll do the Ford pickup. I will mention about that Chevy. But like I said, I will be doing that. Last night I didn't mention, or if I did put something in the video last night, I was just showing y'all. I wasn't going to mention it. I didn't want to. In this video today, I'm not putting any mentions on the two Fords. I just don't necessarily need to do that. If I'm going to do like an actual video like this, I will. But in case like this, I'm just going to leave it in. It's just better that way. But what we're going to do is, that's what we're going to do starting now on. We're just going to put them in and mention it, but it's going to be in the video. Not going to mention it in the description. It just takes too long. So in conclusion of this video, as we start to get ready to start wrapping this thing up, because I'm going to get all this stuff out and just be relaxing for the rest of the day. I want to let y'all know that's a little bit of more of the backstory behind this video and how I got these 3 cars. But like I said, the only reason why I was posting them at one at a time, or some two times, yes, I was posting them, but I was updating y'all what these were. So this is like an update part of the video, but it's also a retro. So I will put an update note in the bottom in the description on both, so you can know. But then again, like I said, I can make these into 3 separate articles, and I may do that one time. We'll see. But like I said, I like all 3 of them. I like the little wire spoke, these kind of spokes on both of these. But the 3 spoke tires, I like those a lot more, because because if you, in theory, if you think about it, if you're going down the, let's say you're on a racetrack and you're going about 100 and something miles an hour, with all that wind blowing into it blows into the disc of the car, and it slows down. Yeah, it cools the brakes off somewhat, but not a lot to where it helps. But that's what I like about them. And those other 2, they're fine, but they don't get much air in the brakes. But anyway, no, I like take everybody down a memory lane. That's something I grew up and watched these kind of cars come out. And this is pre-dawn to the internet, so I didn't know nothing about these. Of course, I'm going to try to find some 80s era cars, which there is a few of them that I will try to get next month, but I highly doubt that I'm going to be able to, because of certain collectors out there, or certain scammers, or certain other people out there, skeptics, or not skeptics, but you all know what I'm talking about. There's other people there in the diecast. I can't think of them offhand. Scalpers. I meant to say scalpers, not skeptics. Anyway, I'm thinking of something totally different. But anyway, but yeah, like I said, you're going to find those scalpers as well. So like I said, in conclusion of this video, I just wanted to show y'all the 3 cars that I got. These were the 2 that I got previously, and the other one I got I think it was last week or week before. I wanted to do this video. I think it was week before, and I kind of wanted to schedule it for this week. And got this all taken care of now. But like I said, next week, stay tuned. We're talking about the Ford, the 2 Fords, and that Chevy. We'll be talking more about that. Also, we'll be next week, hopefully I'll get a few other vehicles that are currently still on my wish list on eBay and possibly Amazon, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, with all that being said, guys, if you like this video, you like this content, and you like other content like coming out tomorrow, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, tap the bell for notification. Make sure you put that on all. Now, if you have a problem with the notifications, don't unsubscribe. Just go to the bell, go down to where it says none, and then put it back on all. That should clear. If not, then go to YouTube support and let them know, and I can't do anything more about it. It's out of my hands. Anyway, with that all being said, tomorrow we have something coming up to the channel. A few new cars. Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy time. And then next Monday, I'll be getting paid, so I'll be happier. Got a few things I gotta take care of, nothing too big, and we'll go from there. Also, you want to stay tuned for Friday. We do have an EV car of the week, or truck or car of the week coming up, so stay tuned for that. All right, everyone. Until next time, this is Tim Traver, the managing editor of the Diecast Collective. Please go check out the Tim Traver, the Diecast Collective blog, as well as Tim Traver, the Diecast Collective main. Without that, any of that support, none of this stuff can happen. Until next time, we're out.